When I was a young child, I remember discovering this small velvet-covered red box in a drawer in my childhood home. It belonged to my parents, and inside, unbeknownst to me, were these two metal spheres. My small hands could barely hold both of them at the same time, and when they collided, they made such a distinct and hauntingly peculiar sound. So like me as a child, I'm sure you're curious and thinking, well Tim, what are these and what are they actually for? Well, what you're looking at are actually baoding balls. These steel balls with chimes inside of them originate from the Ming Dynasty in Baoding City in the Hebei province of China from over 600 years ago. They are meant to improve your health and mind. How so? I'm going to get to those things, but this being the Paracord channel, I need to get started on putting my spin on these using this incredible nylon rope. I'm going to do that by getting some steel ball bearings of comparable size and some paracord. Of course, it's coming from paracordweavers.com. Check us out for the best paracord supplies, kits, and jigs. Links below. Now this is going to be a 5-pass wrap around a 1-inch steel ball. So as I was saying, baoding balls originally from China were a set of metal spheres that sometimes had chimes inside of them. So they were either plainly finished on the outside, or they were even sometimes intricately decorated with images and symbols, like the Chinese yin and yang. They were carried and used by the public and people of all walks of life, and even soldiers. How you would use these was very simple. See, both balls would be held in one hand, and they would be manipulated by rotating them in a circle going in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. From what I've also read, the ideal technique when using these would be that the spheres would not touch or make contact. And yes, before you say it, I know you're all thinking it. The ball shouldn't touch. In all seriousness though, that is mainly how they're used. The motion of circling the spheres in your hands is the point and the exercise. Now this motion is actually great for hand dexterity as it requires you to move your hands and fingers in a fluid and repetitive motion. And you can do that motion in one way and then repeat going in the other. So that all being said though, you might be wondering why I'm wrapping mine in paracord. Well, that would kind of negate the sounds of the balls clacking, wouldn't it? That is true, but one of the main reasons why is, well, it's a practical one. One thing to mention here, when tightening this monkey's fist, I like to hide the initial standing end inside the monkey's fist knot. As it's quite clear, the original baoding balls are made of metal and a little bit hefty. So if you were to drop them, especially on tile or wood, you could potentially damage your floors. Also create a loud jarring noise that could also annoy your neighbors if you have any that live below you, like me. So the paracord adds some layers of padding that would really mitigate any noise and damage that could potentially happen if you drop them. Now I also feel like the now textured steel balls have a lot more grip to them with the paracord wrap, which allows for better control when manipulating them. They're definitely much different than using the non-wrapped version for sure. But now getting back to the baoding ball practice though, the benefits of this repetitive motion aren't just limited to your hands and fingers, as using a heavier set can even be a great forearm workout as well, as you're going to see later. Those that are perhaps recovering from surgery or an accident could definitely use something like this as a form of physical therapy and recovery, or perhaps for those with ailments such as arthritis or the elderly that have declining dexterity in their hands. So regardless of how old you are or your current capabilities, I think everyone can actually benefit from using something like this, as with our bodies, you either use it or lose it. And using these daily can 100% improve your overall hand strength, finger dexterity, and grip endurance. Grip strength and endurance is also apparently a very big indicator of your overall health and longevity. So a strong grip means you've got a strong grip on life and staying alive. Now in terms of mental health benefits, rhythmic motion is actually very similar to other tools we've talked about and crafted on this channel, much like the Begleri knuckle roller and Paracoin worry coin. Quick note, when finishing this knot, I like to snip off the excess and melt and tuck that end inside the monkey's fist. And as you can see, we've made a monkey's fist version of yet another age-old object that still has many modern uses and benefits. I'm sure you're probably also wondering, can we make larger ones as well? Well, of course. Here are a couple of more versions using a 1.5-inch steel ball, and of course we might as well overdo it with a pool ball. And to use them, it's quite simple. As you've already kind of seen, you just hold both in your hand and start rotating them. You can go fast and quickly, or slow and deliberately in either direction. What's great about these are that it's also something very easy to do without thinking. So you can do this while you're watching a TV show or reading a book, or if you're just chilling and letting your mind wander. And if you think the small ones are too easy, as I mentioned, you can take it a step further with the pool balls in this case. And these larger ones took 11 passes. And while they aren't as heavy, the increased size does come with some increased difficulty, as you have to spread your fingers and hand a lot more to rotate the monkey's fist. I will say this version is a bit ridiculous, but definitely a much bigger challenge. And in between these small ones and large ones are these 1.5-inch steel balls, and these took an 8-pass monkey's fist. And these are much heavier than the pool balls, but smaller in size and slightly less ridiculous. But they're both very fun to manipulate. I would say these ones give the best forearm workout. And by the way, if you need further guidance on tying these larger monkey's fists using a jig and how much paracord to use, I'll have a monkey's fist mastery playlist with all the information you need prepared for you, as well as a PDF linked in this video. And getting back to the repeating motion of these objects, that's one of the less obvious benefits as well, much like fidgeting with a knuckle roller, worry corn, or baglary. When the body is repeating a mindless physical task, the mind is given space to breathe and wander. It's kind of just like the same reason why you get ideas in your head when you're just in the shower or just, walking on the treadmill. And I think especially in this day and age, it's important to just turn everything off and give yourself a moment to think once in a while. Don't have music or a podcast playing, and stop force feeding yourself so much information, as our primitive brains really weren't designed to drink from a fire hose of stimulation and content. Really, our brains are still functioning on software that was meant to eat berries in a cave. I always find ancient practices and tools like these fascinating, just because they've been around for so long. I mean, we've even seen these in movies like Tron Legacy, which is a highly underrated one that I absolutely love, by the way. Oh, and which one is best though? Well, it kind of depends on the situation. The smallest set we made are very manageable in size, and I'd say if you plan on carrying the set in your pocket or bag to bring around with you, this is a no-brainer choice for some casual manipulation everywhere you go. An alternate method for manipulating these is to hold them on the vertical plane to rotate them. This one's actually pretty tough. I can do this going towards me, but not so much going away from me. Haven't figured that one out yet. The large ones, that we might as well call gorilla fists at this point, are kind of funny to play with and not portable at all, which goes the same for the mid-sized steel ball versions. I'd say these two are definitely great for use at home. Definitely too heavy and cumbersome to bring around with you, of course, but if you want to maximize the sort of hand and forearm workout, I'd go with one of these. Also, honestly, just sitting there on the table on their own, they actually make for a very nice coffee table decoration, kind of like nesting balls. They are still very heavy though, so if you have small children around, you definitely don't want them messing around with these. However, if you have any home intruders that you need to distract, just throw one of these at them while you go for your gun. Or better yet, give them one of these. And one last thing before you go, just for funsies, here's a pair of very tiny balls using 1/2-inch bearings, the same we use for baglary. In fact, I made these just by chopping a baglary set in half. So if you're looking for more fun and interesting toys and tools that can also help you with dexterity and focus, check these videos out.